you want to introduce it?
No.
Or should I? No? Okay.
Post Eternal.
Oh, that's true, actually. Even though you try.
Yeah, I just do it because it makes you so mad.
Welcome to Illustrious Magic. I'm Steven, your host Eternal. With me is Brendan Graber Johnson. That's your new name.
Most of that isn't accurate.
A third of it is.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Math.
Okay, so Brendan, you don't know much about The Witness.
I don't know anything about The Witness.
So let me pitch it to you. So it's basically, do you know about Braid? The game Braid. It was a 2D platformer.
Yeah, I played a lot of that, and then I got stuck on a puzzle.
Ah, okay. So the main creator behind Braid made a ton of money off of Braid. Then he took that money and spent it all on a game development cycle that has lasted 7 years. And it all culminates in The Witness, which is basically this puzzle game that takes place on an island, and apparently there are 700 puzzles in the game, which is kind of funny because it means there's 100 puzzles per year of development, which I thought matched up. It matched up kind of fun. It was very funny the way it matched up with that. So The Witness, the pricing came out recently that it's going to cost $40, and of course people were very much oh, this shouldn't cost $40. It should be like a $20 download. And it's okay. It kind of brought up the conversation again.
Has anyone played this game?
People are playing it for review right now, but it's not out to the public yet. Next Tuesday is when it releases to the general public. But so it brought up the conversation again of pricing with games and how much is the proper pricing for a type of game. Because of course we have kind of the top tier, which is $60, and really it never goes above that because there's special editions and
no,
stuff.
I'm not even talking about that.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that they're being really sly about it, but I think season passes are how they're passing off games as still being at the same price point, but are you
talking about Star Wars Battlefront?
Well, I am talking about that, yes, but I think that they're heavily implying that here's the full game, but if you want the true game, then you get the season pass, and we're not going to tell you anything about that, and it's going to come out next year. So I think that's how they're compensating for the continuous rise in cost for games.
Okay,
but yeah, I mean, to your point, yeah, for simplicity, yes,
$60. Yes, $60 is kind of the top, the ceiling, so to speak.
Yeah,
because it's you have The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4, which are these really big, very lengthy RPGs, and then you have a 5-hour game, The Order 1886, which also retails at $60.
It's so pretty though.
It's very pretty. Lots of grays. But it kind of calls into the question the whole so what is a game worth to you? So is there the factor of how much time you put into it? Is something about is there a relation there, a correlation, or is it more about quality?
I don't know. I mean, okay, so let's take movies, for example. When movies are released, they're typically, we'll say 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but that's
the
typically
Hobbit to
hour and a half to 2. Well, The Hobbit is, don't get me started with that. Don't try to distract me. So let's just say an hour and a half to 2 hours. It comes out and it is $20.
Yeah.
To get a Blu-ray or something like that.
Standard.
And then you take it's kind of like the example of Journey. It's what, 2 hours long, $15.
I think it was 20. I want to say it was 20.
Okay.
I want to say it was 20.
Well, yeah,
but
let's just say $20 or something like that. I did not at any moment when I put the controller down after finishing Journey, I did not feel like I was robbed at all. So I don't know. I'm kind of sick of this whole conversation of length of game is directly what determines how much it's worth. Because I don't know. I'm on the other side of the argument where, yeah, you know what, give me an 8 to 10 hour game. I don't need a Witcher, where it's 200 hours of the same game, whatever, it's fine. I don't know. I really don't think that the length of a game really matters. And on top of that, we don't even know how long this game is.
Yes.
So I don't understand how you can watch a couple trailers. People know, the most informed people, I just got educated on The Witness 5 minutes ago, and people only know just a little bit more than me at this point. Like, I do remember the art style, because I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll probably...
It's very colorful, very stylistic.
Yeah. So, I don't know. If I don't believe that length is what determines the cost of a game, I certainly don't believe that the graphics are what can determine the cost of a game or the value of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe people should show some restraint and like gather full information before
making a judgment call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to, because when I was in high school, I used to do the weird thing where I would be like, okay, how long does it take to beat this game? And then correlate that with money spent per hour with the game. So that's how I would make purchasing decisions was like, okay, I look at Fallout 3 and it's like, okay, that game takes probably like 40 hours to beat the main story, hundreds of hours to do everything else. So if it's like $40 right now, that's like 80 cents per hour. And I don't know why, but I had that weird like thing that I would do where I would make spreadsheets of games and then have that kind of going on.
Good thing you got over that.
I still do spreadsheets.
Yes.
It's not about game pricing, though. But I do appreciate shorter games a lot more now because, I have not beaten The Witcher 3 or really even made super long headway into it. Same with Fallout 4.
Mad Max.
Or Mad Max. I've played a whole 2 hours of Mad Max, if even. I'm telling you, man, that fight, it frustrates me to no end.
Apparently.
It's just... pricing is the biggest barrier to a game. It's the only thing that keeps people from playing a game. But even when games are free, I feel like the whole tag of free kind of devalues the game in people's mind. Because when you think about a free-to-play game, you don't think about it in the same class that you think of The Witcher 3 or Fallout 4. At least in my mind, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, that always makes me very skeptical. I'm just free to play, nothing in life is free. How are you gonna get money from me? I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop in terms of that. That being said, I haven't really invested in a lot of time in free to play games. I can't really think.
Here's
of
of the Storm is the only one that I've really put a good stretch of time into, and that was also I haven't spent any money. And I feel like that's a weird game, though, because there is certain factors into it where it's kind of it kind of pushes you to spend real money. But, I mean, that's kind of the purpose of any game is to make money. It's The Witness is also a puzzle game, which some people have also brought up is kind of something that is weirdly geared in our heads to devalue it in a sort of way. Because when you think of puzzle games, you don't think of a $60 retail release. You think of a small indie game or a Vita game that's $10, $15, $20. So it's just kind of all the factors into it for The Witness kind of have played into it becoming the sort of thing that even I was thinking before about it's probably only going to be $20 when they hadn't released the price. And then I found out it was $40 and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to play through it. And pricing, I guess, right now for me isn't as big a deal as it was, of course, earlier when I didn't have a job or free income. But I can't see why some people think of pricing as this really big thing, because it is the only thing that's keeping you from a game. Well, pirating, I guess you could do that. But that's not exactly...
that the inclusion of that side of the argument just throws the whole conversation out the window. Yeah. Because it's just whatever, it's free.
Yeah. So it's dumb that people are always thinking, because pricing is also super flexible, because you can wait a year from now. The Witness is still the same game, but it's going to be a lot less costly. Probably it'll be on sale this Christmas for I can guarantee you it'll be $15.
Yeah.
During a Christmas sale.
Or it could be a PlayStation Plus
or
game.
It could be that's the other
thing
is we always see these games that come out and we think
sometimes you just get you get this feeling everyone's gone to the rapture. I guess I was wrong about that, but it was it will be, and I picked it up for $3. But Yeah, there's definitely a lot of games where I'm just like,
I'll wait for it to be a plus game.
because it will. What was the one we were talking about earlier?
Grim Fandango was a game that released last January.
Oh no, it was Gone Home. That was the one we were specifically talking about.
Okay.
Where I saw that and I'm like,
it'll be a plus game.
I kind of want to buy it just to like support them or whatever.
Yeah,
but I feel like if I wait 6 months or so,
well, they get money for the plus.
They've already played it. Like
a lot of people have, yes.
So.
But yeah, pricing is so flexible, which is also why it shouldn't factor into reviews of games, because when your review comes out and the game is priced a certain way, that review, if it factors the pricing into its like qualitative statement, will then not like have any weight later on when a game is on sale for $3 in a Humble Bundle. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, pricing isn't really that big of a deal, especially because it changes so frequently. There was a Kotaku graph that showed the devaluation of video games, and I think it was in 2012 or something. And it was like Deus Ex started as like a $60 game, and then 3 months later, it was like almost half off. So it's like people just have to wait and be patient.
I got Deus, just like a fun fact about this. There was 1 month where we got Deus Ex for free. Deus Ex for free on PlayStation Plus.
Oh,
and I had a physical copy.
Oh my god!
So I was gonna go buy. Oh, I think I was gonna go pre-order The Last of Us. Actually, I don't know if these timelines sync up or not.
No, Deus Ex came out late 2012, and The Last of Us came out early.
But was it Plus before then?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who knows? I'm pretty sure that it was, because that was like one of the last games I bought physically. I download all my games now.
That's true. You're a bad man.
Whatever. It's all there. It's all there, Steven. But yeah, so I went in there and I had that and another game. I forget what it was, and I was going to trade it in
Mega Man
at
8.
Best Buy. No, I'm so bad at those games. I went to go trade it in at Best Buy, and they're like, we will give you 3 cents for these games. And I'm like, you know what? I'll keep it. It's fine. Like, I literally have another copy of that game
digitally.
But even so, it was just insulting that they're like 3 cents. I was like...
Yeah. I was very upset when... this is very off topic. But I got Dead Space 2 digitally as part of a sale. And then I played through it and like got the platinum, famously. And then
I'm pretty jealous of that platinum.
And then I purchased it retail because I wanted a physical copy of it, because I'm super into physical copies, as you can see by my library. And when I put it in, the save data did not read on the retail disc the same way it read the digital copy.
Oh, I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
So my digital save file was not compatible with the retail disc, which was
interesting.
it was strange.
I thought about that because I was thinking yesterday I might start like buying physical versions of like the games that I love, because Life is Strange is coming out on retail.
I think it already is. I want to say it was this Tuesday that it came out.
That game is so good.
I need to play through that still.
So good.
But yeah. Well, how much was Life is Strange if you purchased the season pass?
It was like $25.
Yeah.
I think it's like Telltale pricing.
Okay. Yeah, because that's another thing, is that they've been starting to break up games into episodic series, which is like, oh, you pay $5 now, and then if you want to get the rest of it,
or it's like $20.
Oh well, yeah,
right?
if you want all of them up front, so it's kind of like you're pre-ordering the whole series, or if you want, you can just get the first episode and try it out to see if you like it.
That's some risky business, because the story could easily get off the rails, especially with a story like Life is Strange. Like there's a couple plot points where I'm like, I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. But I've never felt like I got screwed by it so far.
Okay. Yeah, because they are experimenting a lot more with pricing, I think, in games.
And I like that. I like that there's range.
Yeah. I do think the ceiling will ever be broken, like the $60. Will they ever raise the price beyond $60? I think
if they do it, it'll be like $65.
Yeah.
It won't be anything crazy.
Like it's 80?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it'll ever be 80. But like I'm telling you, man, like the season passes, I think they're just gonna get cheaper. About it. Like I think that they're gonna get honestly, I think that publishers are just gonna get more sleazy about it.
Yeah, it's all about maximum profit. So
like the there's like Assassin's Creed 2 or something. I think it was like you go to do chapter 13 or something, and they're like, oh, this file has been corrupted.
And it skips you forward.
Yeah, like pay money to like see what happens in this chapter. That is gross.
That was like they actually acknowledged that they cut a portion of the game,
literally, so that they could sell it later
as DLC.
And they're like, "Oh, it's corrupt. Get out of here."
Yeah, that was
so cheap.
I forgot about that. It was like the DLC even wasn't that great anyway. It was like mediocre type of DLC, whatever. But yeah, I feel like I want to say the ceiling will be broken. I want to say when we get to the
okay with it.
I'm okay with it, but I want to say that when we get to the all digital future, where there is no more like. Where the tables have turned, and retail copies are now super, like, rare. Like, digital copies were back in, like, 2007.
It's like how certain albums get vinyl releases. It's like an event when it happens.
Kind of like that. So, like, only the really big games will get retail copies, or the very special games will get, like, a limited retail run. But most of it will be digital. I feel like with the flexibility of digital, they're going to raise the price on certain games. Like I feel like Fallout 5 could be a game where if it is only distributed digitally, they could charge $70 for it.
But okay, and
I don't know, it's just my crazy thought process on
I think that if it's all digital, then the cost of games should go down.
But we're so mentally tuned to think of games as $60 no matter what, because they've been selling them digitally, but they're still selling them as $60.
And see, that's the thing. I'm not expecting them to go down. They're never gonna drop in price ever.
Oh no.
But like I think that the way that instead of raising the price, the way to compensate for it is by just flipping the switch and going all digital.
Okay.
And then because then they'll cut out a whole lot of like middlemen and
expenses.
I don't understand like
how much it
like
is.
what percentage of cost factors into that, if that even makes any sense. But yeah, I mean that's how I think that they're going to compensate it before raising the price.
Who I bet will be the first to do it?
Activision.
No, Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar would totally sell a Grand Theft Auto for $70.
And they could.
And that'll be the first one that gets away with it. That sets the precedent. I guarantee you, if any
I think, no, but the thing is that with pricing, that's something that Sony determines. I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure. Because I remember when the Vita was coming out, Sony released a statement saying that games were going to be $50.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure it's on the companies themselves, and then I guess one Xbox or PlayStation. Wow, that took a while. I think that it's sort of like both companies want to do it. But whoever makes it, they're in this like standoff, and whoever makes the first move, the other company's just gonna eviscerate them. And Microsoft is not gonna do it
after the Xbox,
because PlayStation's just gonna eat them alive.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be a feeding frenzy.
That's why it'll be a third party, like Rockstar.
If they're able to do that,
yeah,
I
think they could. Would they? I think maybe.
Well, I think that what they could do is just go to PlayStation and be like, listen, if you're not going to let us sell it at this price, we're going to take it to Xbox.
That's true. Yeah, because they have enough. I mean,
and Sony will bow to their wishes.
That's true. Yes.
Grand Theft Auto only on Xbox.
That would be just the death of
that one game would just sink all the momentum that PlayStation's had this generation.
Yeah, because it's still selling. It's been 2 years since that game came out, and it still charts on NPD's yearly roundup sales.
And it will continue to chart until the next one comes out.
Yeah, probably. It'll be like Minecraft in that way, that it just keeps selling, because that game's super
especially
popular.
With the multiplayer component.
Yeah, I think Activision, instead of raising it, I feel like they'll cut their games more. They're going to sell a single player and a multiplayer version of Call of Duty like in 2 years.
Yeah.
I think
the
two
problem
years from now.
is
Sledgehammer's next game will be the one that does it.
That's owned by Activision, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's because they introduced Sledgehammer as the third Call of Duty development studio. So it's now
right.
Sledgehammer, Treyarch Infinity Ward. So Infinity Ward's game is this year. We'll get the reveal in April like every other year, where it's at the NBA playoffs, because that's just tradition now. And it'll come out this fall, and then next year, I guarantee you, is when Activision's going to be like, all right, we are splitting single player and multiplayer. You can purchase which one you want. Single player will be $30, multiplayer will be $50.
Yeah.
So if you want the full game, it's $80, effectively breaking that ceiling, but because it's separate products, they get around
they'll
it.
bundle it and be like, it's only $70.
Well, yeah, both. Exactly. They'll do that. But I'm telling you, this is going to happen. I bet you.
Yeah, I'm not really against it, because honestly, like I would be willing to pay more for
good games,
potentially better games.
Yeah.
Like if they get more funding, and then you know what, maybe Kojima's game will come out earlier.
He's been touring with Mark Cerny. I'm sure we'll talk about that on a podcast later. But he's been having a Twitter, like, just taking pictures with PlayStation first party studios. He's funny.
I'm so excited for whatever he's doing, but I know that it's like 5 years too early. Like, I'm gonna be 30 by the time that game comes out.
God. Yeah, I'll be 27. Oof, man, I'll be old. But yeah,
let's change the subject.
Let's end the video.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this long topic about pricing in games. If you liked it, we have other videos on Illustrious Magic's YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter at #8Axel. You can follow Brendan on Tumblr at robot-propaganda.
Nice.
I got it this time. And yeah, if you like the video, you can leave a comment, leave a chat thing. Is that what they call them?
A chat thing.
A chat thing.
In the old chat bar.
The old chat bar.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitch. We don't have one. That's about it for today. So, as always, thank you for watching.